right, getting the Jeeps out. First winter run of the season. Nice rainy toe for the crawler hauler in the GMC. We're gonna see if we can find some snow on Strawberry Pass. Oh. Kellen's Jeep is so cool you can't even hear mine. Oh boy, these tires really do not like the highway driving, so we're going like 45 right now on 50. All right, we're up at Strawberry Pass. We're airing down. We're getting ready to head up the trail. The snow isn't super deep right now. I mean, incline and snow can be difficult, so hopefully there's a little bit of challenge there. It's our first run with the YJ on the stretch and these big tires. So I aired the tires down, 5 in the back, 4 in the front. We'll see how she does. They're really not even ballooning out. I mean, they look like they are, but they look like that anyways because the wheel's so narrow. So we are all prepped up, getting ready to go. Nice and cozy in here. Supposed to get down to like 20 tonight. We'll see how the trail goes. If we can find a good spot and it's reasonable out here, we might camp tonight, so that'll be cool. Kellen's Jeep is pretty dang cool. I'm guessing he's not gonna have a problem going up this stuff. So far, we're not having a problem either. We're just crawling. This is right at the beginning of the trail. There's not a lot of snow down here. Beautiful day though. All right, little tree action in the middle of the trail. Great success. Except we just noticed there's another tree down up there. I'm guessing this is gonna be an all-day thing. A little slippery down there.
A little slick.
And right here. Sometimes it's hard to tell how well the tires are doing, especially when you're in the back. But now that we're breaking the trail, I mean, the snow isn't super deep, but these tires just seem to be floating on the top few inches. So far, I'm really happy with this decision to go with these fat tires. And this day has been so nice out here. I'm thinking about spending the night out, man. It's supposed to get cold, but what a beautiful landscape right here. Now this is why it's good to have some gears.
Gotta let it eat, buddy.
Yeah, mine will just stall out if I let it eat.
It's almost 11 to 1.
Heck yeah.
Get stuck, just put it in reverse, stick a lower gear in it, and let it eat.
Let's just hook the strap up to my Jeep and I'll just put it in neutral. What's the elevation?
83.75.
83.75. It's kind of funny when this thing's in the snow, these tires don't look as big. They look like, I don't know, 37 or something maybe. But the tires have been doing great. I think we've just kind of reached the limit on you know, the power and the gearing. We can't go any slower, and if we could slow it down, I think we'd do a lot better. Like if we had a doubler or even, you know, like a 5-to-1 Atlas in here, then we could just go a little bit slower. Because once I put it into second gear, you can feel the tires just sink. Belly skid is awesome, having that clearance. We haven't done the snow since we moved that up. But this steering arm is in the snow a little bit. Not a big deal because the diff's lower than that. Yeah, this is great. I'm gonna be here all day. I hope so. I think we made it to the top. Now let's see if we can find some sort of windbreak up here so we can make our camp. So there's this huge outlook on Strawberry, and since I'm trekking through the deep snow, I don't really know where the rocks are to get out there, but I'm gonna try. Hopefully I don't fall into a giant ditch. Oh man, this is too exhausting. I can't do it. Looks like we're gonna make camp right here up by the big cliff wall. There's a little bit of wind here, but hopefully these trees and the Jeep, hopefully we can make a nice little barrier here and have ourselves a nice little camping spot. Just act normal.
Yeah.
That was a cold one last night. You can see we got nice blue skies today. It's time to clean up our camp here. These rigs warmed up and drive out. You can barely see it over there. There's an awesome view on the other side of this boulder. Just don't want to climb to the other side because a bunch of big cracks and everything, and you know, how embarrassing would that be if I fell down? But I'm gonna start cutting apart my little shelter here. Definitely not the best shelter I've ever put together. I kind of just did a Amazon bomb before we came out here and got this big tarp for the top to help with the wind and the snow, and that did work. And then this little one-man tent. This is the Underwood Aggregator 4-season tent, and this thing did great. It's just big enough for one person. So at the bottom I've got a Thermarest foam pad, then a Sea to Summit foam inflatable, and then kind of sandwiched a comforter in there, my sleeping bag and pillow, and I was actually warm pretty much the whole night. I felt pretty good. If it wasn't for the wind blowing and shaking everything and waking me up, I probably would have slept through the whole night. It is time to get going and make our way back up the hill there. So one of the coolest things about the gear I've picked up recently is the IceCo refrigerator in the back of the Jeep. I've actually had it for a while, but the Jeep has been broken every time I go out, or I wanted to go out, so I haven't been able to really talk about it. I'm gonna have a video coming out that's just the IceCo. But this IceCo refrigerator, a lot of people think of it as like, oh hey, you know, I need to keep my stuff cool in the summer or the spring, I don't want anything to go bad. But actually here in this environment, in the snow, camping out here I wanted my stuff to not freeze, the water to stay cold but not an ice cube. So that was a cool thing there, and it's so cramped in my Jeep you can't even see it, but I have it plugged in right behind where my back seat would be. It's just hanging out, and then over on this side I have a Jackery that's been powering it, and then my Jackery just plugged into the cigarette lighter. So as long as my Jeep's running, it charges up the Jackery, and as long as the Jackery's charged, it's keeping the fridge running. So the system is working really well. All right, quick recap on the camping last night.
Well, my chonies froze a little bit.
Mine too.
But all in all, it was pretty good. Good thing I brought my little fire, just in case, because neither one of us brought a saw. Really nothing to it. Just set up a tent, bring a bag, bring a buddy, have a blast, get stuck.
Which I did. Yeah, Kellen made this cool propane fire pit basically, and it was made out of an old ammo can, and he cut some holes in, and then he put some copper piping in there, and that was awesome because with the cloud cover from the snow and obviously no moon, it was like pitch black out here. So to have that light to help us navigate through, you know, dinner and everything else we need to do getting in our tent, that was great. And of course for some heat too, because when you're working with the stuff, especially in this morning, I was packing up all my stuff, and every couple minutes your fingers get really cold and you're like, oh geez, I better warm these up again. So just hang them out over the fire pit for a minute and then get back to it. But hard to tell. I couldn't even fold up any of my stuff, man. It's so cold, it's just brittle, it's wet, it's frozen, and my entire back of my Jeep is just a tarp and tent and everything. It's just packed in there. So my future self is gonna hate me for doing that, but it's time to hit the trail. The first startup actually went pretty well, starting her after that cold night when she's cold soaking. And then it's funny because that first time you go to put it in gear and start driving away, it's kind of like you're hung up on something, like literally everything is frozen and doesn't want to move. But we're going now. Where are we? Not in this spot. There we go. Something's not right with my rear locker. Compressor's just staying on. All right, well, it seems to be working now. Good, because we're gonna need it. You know, I meet a surprising amount of people that say they don't like to go snow wheeling because they're just getting stuck the whole time. And I say, yeah, that's kind of a part of it, but also it's, you know, you gotta learn how to drive in it. And I'm not gonna say I'm an expert, because I'm definitely not, and I get stuck a lot too, but you know what changes to make to your rig, you know, after you get stuck. Big tires definitely help, but that's what you got with a friend, like Kellen was saying, and you know, you just keep rescuing each other basically. But you know, I have a rear locker, and it's weird. Sometimes when the locker's on, it helps me, and all of a sudden I'll just start moving. Other times it makes me sink. So it's kind of fun to just play around with it and find out, is a rear open diff better right now or a locked rear diff? If you don't come out snow wheeling, you're missing this, man. You're missing the beautiful winter landscape. And I feel like snow wheeling's pretty low risk. Unless you're like rolling off the edge of a cliff, I mean, it's pretty low impact on your drivetrain. And there's a point yesterday, I don't know if I can get the footage from Kellen, and it wasn't landscape, so it's not gonna work in my video well, but I was getting pretty close to flopping over in the snow because I went into a ditch.
Give it the beans. Put those new tires to work, boys. Hey, there we go.
But it's like, even if you fall over in the snow, it's just like taking a nap. I mean, it's like a soft pillow of snow most of the time. So I wasn't that worried about it. All right, Kellen's telling me I need to go faster. He's pulling away, so I'm putting in second gear. We're gonna hit it. Yeah, buddy. Mine's not even in gear, so it just roll down there and roll over. Sexy flexy. That creaking sound is about as close as we get to Sexy Flexy. Oh, here's that first tree we pulled over yesterday. This is gonna be the new top denter, window breaker, soft top terror people that are a little bit whiter than me. And I'm sliding into it. No, get away from my soft top. Dang it. Yep, someone's gonna have to pull that over a little bit more, I'm afraid. I don't remember exactly what PSI I had the tires at for the street driving. I think it was 25, but I think it's also a little bit too much. So this time we're gonna go up to 18. We've got the morph plate and the air hub hooked up, set at 18 PSI. And it's probably gonna take a while because these tires have a lot of volume. We're gonna do a quick nut and bolt check, make sure nothing came loose while we were hitting it. All those snow whoops, if you will. We're gonna get on the road and get back to the trailers. It's a funny feeling every time you get the tires aired back up and you start driving. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is the smoothest road I've ever driven on. My compliments. Once you have all the PSI back in the tires, you're like, ah, this is nice. My spleen feels much better. Of course, Kellen's not feeling that because he's got the coilovers, but leaf spring life, a little different. All right, all loaded up and in one piece. Successful trail run. If you've never done Strawberry Pass, when the trail's dry, it's not very challenging. It's a great beginner trail. If you want to go out in the family and do something kind of fun, you know, maybe camp out with the family, it's great. In the snow, it's a little bit more challenging because there's a lot more steep hills and, you know, sliding towards the edges and whatnot, but great time. I definitely recommend hitting up Strawberry Pass for a snow run. If you're tired of those flat snow runs that nowhere is the destination, go to Strawberry. You can keep climbing, and then if you're tough enough, I'm definitely not, but I was pretending to be the whole time, then you can find a cool place to camp at the top of the trail too. All right guys, well, thanks for checking out this video. Hope you guys get to go snow wheeling soon. See you guys in the next one.